Hi, everyone. This is Glenn Ackerman with Energy Awareness Training. Today, I'm going to kick off a new series of interviews with friends and students and clients of mine who have been using energy awareness training for a whole variety of different issues. Every one of them has a unique story into their own, and it's fascinating to hear what people all over the world in different life circumstances are doing with the work of energy awareness training. You may have heard me discuss energy awareness training in different contexts, but the gist of it is a new methodology training that discovers a hidden world that I call the energetic worlds that affect us every single day. And no one ever taught us about that. And it is the solution to the mysteries and the confusion that we have in life of why do things happen, and am I in control of my life, or am I not in control of my life? And especially for people who've been looking for solutions to problems or challenges and they haven't been able to find them. I was the first one who was looking to change my life and looking for solutions, and I wasn't able to find them, for decades. And as I found this and created energy awareness training and am now sharing it with people worldwide, I wanted you to hear some of the results and the challenges that people face. And you may be able to relate to that. So this is the first in the series of many interviews and life profiles of the many people who have been enjoying energy awareness training, enjoying the benefits, and have been able to overcome challenges and stuff that have been pretty tough that they haven't been able to do before using this methodology. So with that, I would like to introduce my friend and student, Alex Coppola from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Alex, how are you doing?
Very good. Yourself, Glenn?
Good. I'm doing great, Alex. Thank you for being on the broadcast here. I know when I announced this, you were encouraged and you were enthusiastic about sharing your story. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background and where you were when you discovered energy awareness training, and we'll go from there.
Well, first things first, I'm honored to be able to share my story with you, and I'm also honored to have the relationship I have with you. And honestly, the blessings that energy awareness training brought into my life is absolutely non-negligible. I've been around the block. I've read books, self-help seminars, you know, the whole shebang. We all know about positive thinking and visualization, but there's always felt there was that missing link, and when I learned about energy awareness training, I was going through a very, very rough period in my life, splitting with my significant other after a 10-11 year relationship, very toxic, filled with anxiety, filled with fear. I was really, really kind of lost, and I just stumbled upon your work, like the universe showed me, look, you've tried everything, why don't you try this? And at first I was like, yeah, I've tried pretty much everything. But as soon as I started to dig deep into energy awareness training, it spoke to me, every lesson, every level, everything that you were talking about and sharing was right on point, like you were talking directly to me. And no joke about that. This isn't a sales or marketing pitch. It's really what I went through, and it's crazy to finally sit down and start watching something and that you can relate so much on a deeper level. And I was immediately hooked and started doing the exercises and preaching the philosophy behind energy awareness training and trying to integrate it at every facet of my life. And the more I got implicated, the more changes I found. And the first thing that happened is there's that space of awareness that started to open up, like, you know, there's more to what I see, there's more to what I feel, there's more than to what's happening. So that gave me the opportunity to to put a little bit of space between me and my problems, you know, and from that point on, just starting to see the patterns in my life, the way that you know, energies were coming in, energies were going out, the way I was reacting to those. Most of those patterns were pretty much unconscious. You know, I was living my life through a program, and your work started to teach me how to be able to see that program and actually take control, you know, give my, not being just a watcher of my life, but being an active member of my own life. And you know, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows from the get-go, you know. There's, it's, I see it as waves coming in, you know, and the more you clean stuff, the more other stuff comes up, you know. It's a lifetime of energies that were pushed down, and then you start to understand why this happens, why that happens, you know. So yeah, pretty much life changing from the get-go.
Wow. So, where were you at, particularly where you were looking for solutions? What was happening to you?
Look, I was at a point of despair, you know. I i felt that I didn't have any control over my life. I was fearful of the future. I was lost, you know. And that gave me a light, you know. It gave me a pathway to follow. So, and it gave me a lot of hope. I think the first emotion that started to break through all that negativity was hope, you know. And that drives a lot of stuff, you know. That gives you a lot of power, a lot of courage, you know. Just having something that gives you hope tells you, well, you know, there's a way out, there's a way to living this life in a different way, different patterns, you know.
Mhm.
It gives you back some power, you know, because I was totally powerless at some point, you know. I was, that's my life and that's the way it's going to be and that's it, you know. But like I said, as soon as I got in touch with your work, it really started to speak to me. And you know, when you go and you go through something and then you just let go and there's like something that pops up, and yeah, that's the way, that's the way, you know. That's the way it needs to be taken care of. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. And you said you had tried other things before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, everything. And you know, acupuncture, hypnosis, Tony Robbins, Think and Grow Rich, you know, name it, you know, every damn program, everything, you know, self-help, psychologists, you know, pills, you know. and and everything was there for a reason, you know. Everything were, I can't say any of that stuff was completely useless. Everything as is its use. But you know, once you find something that really speaks to you, I think everything opens up. So oh yeah, absolutely. You know,
Wow.
I think I've read every self-help book, you know, trying to understand, trying to get it. But it's really when I started to dig deep into energy awareness training that I, you know, that missing link, you know, that missing piece of the puzzle that makes everything fit together. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if someone asks you, if someone's in the same situation and they want to make changes in their life and they tried so many different things, and you say, you know, energy awareness training changed my life and I gave me rapid results. When they would say, well, what's the difference between the training and all the other stuff that you've done?
The toolbox. It gives you actual tools, and this demystifies a lot of that knowledge that you can get from left to right, you know. And it's rational, it's logical, it speaks to your mind, your body, and your soul, speaks to your heart. And it talks about real life, you know. You can relate to energy awareness training. You, everyone that would go through the motion of doing, of getting into energy awareness training will find something in their life, will relate their life to it, relationships, money, anxieties, fears, whatever, it's a one-stop shop where you will find yourself in there. So that really what spoke to me.
Wow. So one of the things that I teach is that these are life skills.
Yeah.
It's not just a one and done, or you have this problem or that problem. Energy awareness training is a method to prepare you for all of the challenges that comes along in life that we were never prepared for. I mean, you can see if you can relate to the concept that we come into this world, unprotected.
Yeah.
And with no one to teach us how to deal with negative people, abuse, rejection, or frustration, or dark emotions,
Yeah.
or sadness, just basic sadness. We don't never learn how to do that. And those things, for most people, if you don't know how to deal with it and it's unpleasant, we have a tendency to just stuff it down and just try to run from it or ignore it.
Yeah.
And I think you recognize, as I do, that these emotions are energy.
Oh yeah.
And the energy is inside us.
Yeah.
It's actually a living, breathing energy that can affect us, that can and does and will affect you if you don't, first of all, know it's there, with being aware of it. Second, knowing what to do to disconnect from it. And I
Yeah.
think and release it. And I think that the normal personal development industry is pretty much trying to get us to think about it a different way, or approach it a different way. In other words, how to live with it. Energy awareness training identifies that low vibration, what we call low vibration or negative or unhealthy energy that lives inside us, and we move to dissolve it, to actually take it out, to dissolve it, to release it, to let it go. Even though, that's a common concept now: release, let it, let go, release and stuff. And that's wonderful. But what we're doing is an ongoing set of training to prepare you, not just to heal and dissolve your past, but to give you the skills and the ability to stay in a productive, healthy, positive, what I call high vibration energy, no matter what comes your way, no matter what kind of stress or what kind of challenge or what life throws at you. And life throws at us some pretty heavy curveballs sometimes. So that's my intention, to create life skills ongoing that will be with us the rest of our lives. What's your take on that?
Well, I think that the key point of all of this is the key word is training. If you want to learn a new sport, a martial arts, if you want to start being good at something, you need to be trained, and you need a coach. And you can learn about concepts all you want, but if no one trains you on the actual tools, and you don't do the work and applying those tools, you're never going to get anything from positive thinking or visualization. So for me, the key principle into energy awareness training is really a set of tools to stop being a victim of the different stuff that life throws at you, and actually giving you tools and exercises and techniques to be able to, receive that hit from life and be able to transcend it, to understand what's behind that. Is it a lesson? And when you get that, you understand that there's nothing against you in this life. Everything's there for you to learn a lesson. Everything's there for you, for your growth. And I do a lot of martial arts. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I love doing a parallel between martial arts and energy awareness training. It's the same thing. The better you get at martial arts, the better you get at anticipating, being hit, or being taken down, or and then your ego kind of dissolves, because you understand that if you get caught and you need to tap, then it's not against you, it's just a way to show you that, okay, next time this happens, I'm going to be aware of it. So that's the second key word of energy awareness training, is being aware of what life throws at you, understanding all those motions, the emotions that brings up, there's the outer world, there's what we see, and you love to say this, and that's about 10% of the equation. But what we don't see, that's 90%. That's where the game is played. That's in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. That's the real game. That's where everything is done.
Mhm.
So I think the two key words are, awareness and training, and and about energy. But energy is the universe. Everything is energy. So it's really how to be aware and how to be able to play the game of life, and understanding that at the end of the day, it's it's all there for our growth and becoming better and better. So once you understand this, there's no more fears. There's no
Yeah.
more. You can take on any challenge, big or small, with some type of relaxed awareness, saying, at the end of the day, whatever happens, I know it's going to be for me. I know it's going to be beneficial. So yeah.
Wonderful. Could you give me an example of something, either a condition or a situation in your life that you were challenged with, and then you learned energy awareness training, and you put the tools in, and the situation or shifted or changed?
Yeah, well, one of my biggest challenge was really my when I split up with the mother of my kids, and I found myself as a single dad, and I was holding a lot of shame and guilt and doubt, and by doing energy awareness training and digging into those emotions, you find out that there's underlying reasons of the shame, the guilt, and the fear. Uh, but then you're able to understand that, being alone made me a better person, made me be a dad for my kids, made me uh, proud of things that I would never have thought of being able to do, with my life. Uh, and it gave me a purpose also, that so at the end of the day, when I look back at everything, I know that the split up wasn't anything against me. It was actually for me, for my growth. And I wouldn't be able to have that type of uh, really realization without doing the energy awareness work, digging into that shame, digging into those fears, digging into that guilt, forgiving myself, giving myself love, and understanding that all that negativity that came to me, it's not mine. it's it's there, but it's my job to go find the positive in any bad situations.
Now, why do you think that you were able to have that revelation in all the other stuff that you did to try to help yourself?
Because you can visualize all the positive stuff that you want, but if deep down inside, you're still controlled by fear, guilt, and shame, you're never going to get what you want. You can practice the law of attraction or whatever you want, but if you don't go clean up that deep rooted low vibration energy, trauma energy, guilt, shame, that sometimes you find out that it's programming. It's not even me. It's there, but it's my job to go in there and just unplug that stuff, and then it just comes naturally. That's the beauty of it. you know you waste so much time with techniques about visualization and positivity. And then when you go, because you think that getting that money or new girlfriend or whatever is going to solve that guilt and shame and fear, but no, nothing solved, it's all it's not real, the real gift is finding peace by clearing that stuff up, by purifying yourself, by clearing that stuff. You think you're going to be happy because you're going to find yourself into a new relationship. If you haven't done the internal work, you're just going to recreate your old relationship in a new one. And energy awareness training gives you the tools to go in there and do the dirty job, do the cleanup. It gives you the techniques, it gives you the skills.
I think you really hit the nail on the head, Alex.
Yeah.
When you're working on yourself and you want to improve we teach in energy awareness that there's gonna have to come a time of cleaning up the past, cleaning up the low vibration energies, the difficult emotions growing up. And it seems that we spend the first half of our lives accumulating good things, but also negativity, also negative energy, also negative experiences. And all of these experiences and this energy influences us. It influences us in our lives. So if you take something, as simple, I had a student that I worked with yesterday who, his first experience with girls in the 7th grade were, he went up to the girl he was attracted to and she blew him off. And in the 7th grade, he says, wow, I guess women don't like me and I can't get the one I want. So that was a decision based upon a burst of energy that became part of his operating system. See, we all have energetic operating systems in our lives. And that's and unless we reprogram them, it's like a computer. You have an operating system, Mac or Windows, and this operating system comes with viruses. And if you don't take the viruses out, it's going to affect the performance of the computer. Well, the example of the negative emotions and experiences we have are viruses. And we make decisions, especially when we're young, about what those viruses mean. And that might have made sense then, like the fellow I'm talking about in the 7th grade. Maybe that girl didn't like him, but he made a decision that all girls don't like him or all girls aren't attracted to him. And that decision now is affecting him at 33 years old. So he can think positive or he can do affirmations till he's blue in the face. But until that particular virus, I call it, gets taken out and gets reprogrammed, he's going to be fighting. He's going to be running against the wind the whole time.
Exactly.
So you're an example of what we do is just not a one and done. It's the ability to completely eliminate all the low vibration energies that we're carrying in. Some we're aware of, most of it we're not aware of. But if you're in a place in life where you're not getting what you want, you don't feel the way you want to feel, you're not doing what you want to do, if you feel lack and limitation, these viruses are affecting you. And just like you and me, we tried so many other different methods to work with them. And energy awareness training is recognizing this is a living energy system that's living inside you that has to be dissolved and or reprogrammed so that instead of not getting what you want, you learn how to be able to program yourself to get what you want. So there's so many different aspects that we could talk all day about this, but I think that's important for people to recognize that this is a way of really working on cleaning up your life and dealing with your past, good, bad, or ugly, in a way that works, in a way that is effective. Because a lot of people, the the dark energy says, oh, you don't want to deal with the past. You want to keep that hidden stuff down.
Yeah.
And as I teach, that's a low vibration negative energy that's living inside you. And if you keep that inside you, it's going to bring more low vibration, more negativity, more suffering. So I think what we're talking about here is the ability to comprehensively make a lifetime shift from whatever was lacking or limiting in your life to bringing it forward.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Can I just add something on this? You know, just 2 points that popped in my head while you were talking. First things first is the more you clean up, the more you don't need to force anything positive coming into your life, because you naturally start getting what you deserve, if that makes sense. The more you do the work, the more you dig deep, the more you get that virus out, the more life brings you abundance, blessings, gratitude, love, and peace,
yes,
and security. And the second thing is, I think you said it perfectly. Uh, Life tells you to run away from the yucky stuff, but energy awareness training tells you go go deep in there, go dig in there, you know, sit in it, and you'll find wisdom in there, and you'll find that you're protected, you're naturally loved, you know, you're naturally secure. There is no insecurity. Those fears want to make you believe that you're not enough, that you're insecure, that you're never going to get what you deserve, but that's lies, you know. That's
true. It's true.
Yeah.
If someone had told me, Glenn, you can be happy every day, you can love your life, you can have peace inside your body, and you can eliminate all the negative and attack thoughts inside you, and have life be a pleasure and a beauty. If somebody had told me that years ago, I would just said, no way, it's just no way. No, I'm dealing with too much stress inside, too much negative thoughts, too much regretting the past, too much afraid of the future. And this is why I think I discovered and now teach energy awareness training, to get the message out to the whole world that you're meant to be happy, you're meant to be peaceful, you're meant to be abundant in all areas. And if you're not, it's just simply because there's some blockage or viruses in there that you haven't taken out yet. And no one's taught you how the world works energetically. There's so many laws and principles of how to live in this world that we were never taught. And that's why I start my classes out with teaching you the different facets of how energy works. If you don't know how energy works, it's like not knowing how traffic and cars work. If you don't know how it works, you just step out in the street and hope for the best, and God forbid get hit by a car because you don't know any better. And most of us in our lives have fallen into traps or made bad decisions or reacted to stuff because we didn't know any better, and that made things worse. So energy awareness training is a specific methodology that identifies this world that we live in, the language of energy, and how like you said, everything that we're doing is an energetic exchange. So wouldn't it make sense to know how this energy works, how it's affecting you, to know who you are inside, and what the blockages are, and what your full potential is? That's the work that we teach here. And I love it when people describe it in their own unique way, like you're describing it.
Yeah, well, one of the greatest lessons I've learned, and I think it's in, like you said, when you know, the beginning of energy awareness training, you teach how to identify the different energies, and then you apply this to real life, and you start being able to understand where the traps are, you know, and where the landmines are, you know, and then you say, nope, I'm not going there, you know.
Because they're very clear.
you know where that's gonna land you if you continue that path, you know. So there's still hurts, there's still stuff that I'm like, but you know what? You identify the red flags so much faster in anything. Women, well, men, if you're a
Attraction.
woman, no, exactly. Business opportunities, investment, anything. If it comes from a place of good or bad, you are laser focused and you're able to see the traps and the red flags far more easily. And that's a blessing in my life, you know?
So I always illustrate it like if you're energetically unaware, then you can't see the traps around them because they're hidden. It's hidden energy. But when you study energy awareness training and you learn what I think is one of the most important skills a human being can have, which is to be able to recognize and see hidden invisible energy patterns and know what those patterns mean and what direction they'll take you, whether it's up or down. It's like having glasses where you can,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I see that now. Look at that. Oh yeah,
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
It's the magic X-ray specs
absolutely.
to give you that announcement. That's beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
listen, uh, I really appreciate you being here with me on this call. And if someone is watching this and dealing with anxiety, stress, maybe a marital problem or a health problem or something, and they're in the thick of going, wow, can this ever change? Is there any hope? What would you tell them?
You know, do yourself a favor and you know, if you feel that if you stumbled upon one of Glenn's publication and you feel that energy awareness training is talking to you, and you can really do yourself a favor and do it, you know, get in there and start doing the work. And I would say to anyone that feels despair and that thinks that their situation is the end of the world or the no, it's never the end. It's never the end, you know. Don't, you know, you there's so much more to what we were going through, to what anyone's going through, and there's solution and there's hope, you know. That's really what uh got me out of this, you know, doing the work. And once you decide to take back control of your energy, that's where the real fun begins. That's where life opens up, you know. That's when you see what all your life you were blinded to. So go, please go ahead and give it a shot. Try energy awareness training. You can't go wrong.
Beautiful. And just the concept, you know what it means to be energetically aware and not energetically aware.
Yeah.
So when you're energetically aware of the patterns and energies that I've taught you how to recognize, what difference does that make in your life?
I get the hell out of there. And I bless myself for knowing energy awareness training, you know? So yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me ask this again, because I don't know if you understood. What is the difference of being energetically aware versus, because people watching this, they're going,
Oh, yeah.
they're talking about being energetically aware. I'm not familiar with energy awareness. In other words, I don't look at the world as being, one big ocean of energy. So, and you guys do.
Yeah.
So what difference does that make in my life if I'm energetically aware or not?
Well, again, you know, it's seeing the traps, seeing the bad patterns, uh, digging deep inside and cleaning up your own stuff. And I always like that analogy where when you're not energetically aware, it's like driving a car with a blindfold on. And energy awareness training is just taking the blindfold off and, you know, like I said, seeing another side to life and taking back control and power of what usually sways you left and right and giving you stability and, you know, being able at the end of the day to be happy, peaceful, abundant, and free and full of gratitude. So that's the difference between the two.
And it's an amazing feeling that I want to, with your help, bring to the world that no matter what you're dealing with or what you're facing, if you utilize the power of energy awareness, you can change any situation and clear up any situation, because the answer is always in the energy.
Yeah.
Whatever you're dealing with in the physical world, it was created in the energetic world.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's always a solution for what you're dealing with. And that's our message that we wanted to bring. Alex, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Greatly appreciate it. So everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this interview profile, and please comment any questions that you have for me or Alex. Please leave them on the chat, and we'll look forward to bringing you another compelling interview live profile on energy awareness training soon. This is Glenn Ackerman. Thanks for being with me. And remember, nothing changes until energy moves. So go ahead and let's move some energy.